Brown Wonders taking on the Vikings from Central Cabarrus. Hi, everyone. I guess you could say it's been 4 years since these two teams met. And, oh, boy, what a homecoming we've got tonight, Larry.
Probably the biggest crowd we've seen all year. I think if we're not excited about it, everybody else is.
Well, you hope it's one of those games that's true to the hype that it's been receiving for the last couple of weeks.
Well, it sure has. A lot of individual stars, a lot of good team play, a lot of great special team play. It's everything football fan can want.
Well, you heard what the coaches said on headliners, and we've talked to a lot of folks. I tell you, this game literally tears people apart. I know a married couple tonight. The man sitting on this side, and the wife is sitting on the central side. Now, you're talking about loyalty. It runs deep.
Well, it sure does. And like you say, it's been 4 years since Central's played Kannapolis, but I think the rivalry that the coaches talk about is still there. And what a way to come into it. With Central undefeated and Kannapolis undefeated in the conference, it's going to really be, I think, an exciting high school game, Randy.
Neutralize the big plays, control the line of scrimmage, and don't beat yourself. That's maybe the winner tonight.
Well, if they can do that, if both teams do that, then we'll have a close ball game. If they don't, it could, may get out of hand one way or the other. Who knows?
I guess if you could kind of sum it up with prize fighting and boxing, the opponents are here. The bell's going to ring in just a minute. We'll be back with more pregame after this. Memorial Stadium, still a few minutes away from kickoff. It is homecoming night here in 1989 for A.O. Brown. So we're going to have the homecoming festivities at halftime for you, but a little bit of an extraordinary pregame show coming up as performed by the A.O. Brown marching band, the Big Green Machine, under the direction of Mickey Driver. So we hope you enjoy the preliminaries here at Memorial Stadium tonight.
As this outstanding group of students comes onto the field. the Cadet Lieutenant Commander, Chris Wiggins. The color guard is commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Eric Rhodes. The drill team is commanded by Cadet Lieutenant J.G. Brian Stanley. The flag team is commanded by Cadet Lieutenant J.G. Johnny May Mercer. The expedition rifle performance is by Ensign Thomas Melton. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand as our pre-game prayer is offered by the Reverend Steve Mowry, pastor of Bethany Presbyterian Church.
Let us pray. Eternal God, creator of all things, before whom we bow in humility and devotion. We give you thanks for the opportunity to be together for fellowship and challenge. We ask for your presence with those who participate, that they may be kept safe from harm, that they may enjoy their skills. Bless, O God, the two communities represented here, that we may develop homes and businesses which respect your presence in this world. And we shall give you the honor and the glory which is your due. Amen. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you now join the Brown Band in the playing and singing of our national anthem?
Preliminary pregame program, that's one of the better ones you'll see in any brand of athletic event, Larry Mason.
It sure is. It's something they can really be proud of.
Let's take a look while we have a moment, waiting on the teams to come out of the probable starting offensive lineups tonight. You see pretty much the same thing we've been seeing with Central all year long, Larry. Wingate, outstanding tight end, a good offensive line. You've got DJ Wood there, Brian McDonald, Whiteman at quarterback. One change now. Mike Hart's, I understand, is questionable. If he may not even see any action tonight, so Kip Plummer will get the nod tonight at fullback. Turn it around on the Central Cabarrus defensive side, a team that has risen to every occasion this year. They're only giving up 7 points per contest, and they're led by Kip Clark, Matt Wingate, Bryson, John Johnson, Jerry Lovelace at one linebacking spot. Looking at the A.L. Brown Wonders of Kannapolis, Shad Blackwelder, a veteran there, Rock Stone also, and a veteran offensive line for Maurice Blakeney and company to work behind.
Well, he is, and that may be a big key.
And the A.L. Brown defense, you see Jones, Trevon, Patterson, he's a mainstay there. Mike Morton going both ways tonight, as is Carter. Roland Grant, outstanding safety. Reggie Wells, we know he's got speed. And Billy Elder and Tim Atwell, some of the unsung guys on that Brown defense, which is giving up with just 10 points, a little over 10 points per contest. Coming into tonight's game, both teams are 10 points on the board. Central is averaging just over 29 points a game. Kannapolis just almost 32 points a game. So, gosh, we may see a lot of fireworks tonight, and it's not even July 4th.
Well, I think so, Randy. I think Central's defense is probably going to have the stiffest test it's had all year long. Kannapolis has played Statesville. That was a team of certainly top caliber in the state, so they've seen a team that way. I'm not sure Central's seen that caliber team yet, and so it'll be interesting to see how they run.
You want to hear some noise? Listen, folks. Here come the Wonders on the field. Folks in the stands tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Central Cabarrus stands were full about an hour and a half ago. The Kannapolis side, they have a lot of reserve people coming in. It must be, I think I paid the extra money to have those reserve seats on a night like tonight.
Well, I think so, Randy. This is certainly going to make it's going to make the AD director here at Kannapolis happy. That's
to watch. You hear all the media hype about Means. He's excellent. You can't ignore that. You also can't ignore Maurice Blakeney, who makes the Kannapolis passing game go. But some other names: Whiteman, Wood, Hartz, Hudspeth, Wingate, Lovelace, Lipscomb, Wells, Morton, Miller, Patterson, and Blackwater. They're all key parts. Let's go to the middle of the Big K right now for the introduction of the captains of the coin toss.
Okay, this is your head, that's your tail. You call it in there loud enough for the man with the ball to hear it, all right? So if I drop it, we'll do it again. In the air, there. I heard a tail. It is a tail. You have won the toss. You may pick, and or you may refer to the second hand. But you want to receive. Which goal do you wish to present, Captain? Just up here. All right, let's turn it face this way. Up here. One. We receive. Shake hands. Good night, Captain.
Central Cabarrus, of course, in their away white trimmed in gold with some green. The Wonders all green this year. In shades of a new coach, a new look on the field, a new outfit as well. So, you know, we've got a lot of green out there. The field's in excellent condition. We want to point out that look in the end zones when you get a chance tonight. The maintenance crew decided, well, let's put something in there that's never before been there, but big Wonders. Boy, that's a lot of paint, Larry.
It sure is. Those are some big old letters, Randy.
And of course, there is a bank in the horseshoe end of the stadium, but you probably won't be able to see it here in about another 20 or 30 minutes because that's about the only seats left here at Memorial Stadium. The flag to the open end of the horseshoe is motionless, so the wind will not be a factor. The field is in excellent condition, and we are set for the game of the year to this point of the season. Central Cabarrus undefeated, 5-0 in the conference. Kannapolis 4-0 in the conference and 5-1 overall. Their only loss, not an embarrassment at all. The number 2 ranked team in the 3A ranks in the AP this week, Statesville. Meanwhile, Central Cabarrus came in at number 9 this week. And we are set for action. Beautiful high kick. It will be Means at the 3-yard line for Central. Up the sidelines, he's got an opening, and one man, the kicker, has a chance, and he knocks him out of bounds, or he might have been off. That would have been a 97-yard kickoff return, and he got around Carl Lipscomb, who really saved the touchdown.
Well, Carl made a great tackle, and Means is just uncanny when he makes his mind up that he's going to take the ball all the way. Then it doesn't much matter who's out there, but I'll tell you what, that was a great tackle. That saved the touchdown right there.
Nice wedge that sprung him at about the 15-yard line up the sidelines. Good field position for your first play, first snap of the game at midfield. Here's Whiteman with Plummer and Means behind him. On the far side of the field, Jamie will set him down, the junior quarterback, and they'll go short side. Means gets a block at the line of scrimmage and goes for about 3. Leading the way as far as tackling is concerned was over there, number 78. That was, I believe, Chris Leidecker, one of the first guys there, and also Mike Morton, the linebacker, 82. He's a little bit pumped as well. I think all of them are pumped out.
Well, I think so. Yeah, and it's going to take a little bit for that adrenaline to come down. They're really on high right now, all those kids down there.
Well, he picked up around 3, so it'll bring up second down. And let's call it 7. Now we got a momentary stoppage by the officials. I know why. The clock has not run. It ran to 6 seconds. That's hard to believe. It only took me 6 seconds to go 47 yards, but on the opening kickoff.
He's not like you and I, Randy. He can run. You know, I think the key right here, one key that we're going to find out early, I think Central's going to have to run right at Kannapolis, because Kannapolis is so quick. I don't think you're going to be able to run laterally on them and run the corners on them. They're just awfully quick defense, and that's going to be tough for Central to do, isn't it? It's tough for anybody to do.
Well, in past years, we have seen Kannapolis, when they have other teams have been effective, they have run straight at them. So that's, well, Concord did it several years ago. Well, I don't know if the clock is going to be operable or not. They did not reset it, so they may have to keep the time on the field right now. So malfunction, that's the first break of the game, so to speak, the clock. We'll just keep a watch on it. Second down. At the 47-yard line of A.O. Brown, it will be Means getting a block in the backfield. Now around the corner and bumped out of bounds at about the 43, and there is a late flag, possibly some illegal contact after the whistle of the ball. And Gary Elder pushed him out of bounds.
There was a little late hit, and I think in a game of this magnitude that the referees are probably going to throw the flags early and say, hey, we're going to have control of this game and keep control of it. So hopefully we won't see a lot of penalties. We talked to both the coaches about that last week, and both teams have had quite a few.
Larry, that was maybe, you know, the opening series of the game, that's that adrenaline. That's maybe you want to hit somebody so bad. You've been waiting all week to do it. Kannapolis, they've been waiting 2 weeks to play.
Right, and they've had that open date. In a game like this, you know, you can't fault the aggressiveness, and as long as it's not dirty play, I don't think the coach is upset about it too much.
Central with excellent field conditions at the Kannapolis 27-yard line. They'll have it 1st and 10. They'll send a man in motion. The pitch goes to Means. He'll cut it back and got 5 tough yards. Tackle on the play, leading the way Tony Jones, the 213-pound tackle, number 65. He's a sophomore. They'll spot his progress at the 24, so we'll pick up, let's call it 3.
Well, there's one thing that Natron, I'm sure, knows, and I think you and I know it. We've heard it all week. I don't think that, for some part, it's probably been hard for the Kannapolis coaches to convince their team that there was anybody else on the Central team but Means. So I'm sure that they're all ready for the challenge of him running the football, Randy.
Well, Kip Plummer filling in for Hartz at fullback. He's done a good job blocking so far in this drive. Here's Means right now with Plummer in front of him. Left side, he'll pound some folks down to about the 21-yard line. Once again, Jones over there. You can just name about 5 or 6 wonders as their defense has not changed in the last 15 years. It is just a continuation. You said aggressiveness. Everybody flies to the football.
Well, it has, and they get around the football, and they play great technique and great team play. They play their 5 front, and Mike Lambert just does a super job of putting it together.
Here's a key play. 3rd down and 3 at the 21. Man in motion, and Means will get it. They try the trap block that time, and nothing there as Mike Morton to make the stop after about a yard. Well, you're in 4-down territory. How important it is to get into this game, get on the board first, very important. But if Kannapolis can stop them now, then they're going to have Mo back on their side.
Well, it will, and it looks like Central's not going to go for the field goal. They are going to go for the 1st down, and you're right. If they can stop them here, Natron's had the ball every carry. I don't know how many, but it's been around 6 or 7 here, Randy.
Here's a key play early in the game. 4th down and 2, just inside the 20. They'll send McDonald in motion, the flanker, and go to the short side. Means behind. Plummer's got the 1st down. He breaks into the secondary, and he may have, except for one man, and that was number 70 for Kannapolis, who saved the touchdown, Charles Gray, the senior.
Well, it means he has learned so much since he first came up as a sophomore. I mean, he just stopped and waited and saw the field then and saw what was open for him, and then just made the run on his own.
At the 6-yard line of A.O. Brown of Kannapolis, it'll be 1st and goal with the Vikings as they break the huddle. They'll have 2 wide this time. Out of the I formation for Whiteman and company. Now they'll flop the tight end to the left side. That's Wingate setting up. Number 20. Means with the call. Cuts it back. Got about 3. There's some big boys down there fighting for field position, literally. Number 45 is Looks like I got a number on him. Okay, Edward Walker. He's the linebacker.
Yeah, we do. And you know, Bill Whiteman, when he was at our show Wednesday night, he made the statement that he thought the game may be decided on the line of scrimmage, and I guess that's yet to be proven. But right now, it's being played in the trenches.
Second and goal, 3-yard line. Means up the middle. Touchdown Central. Well, it didn't take them long. Looked like they just continued with the help of the personal foul penalty. That was a big momentum builder, but take nothing away from the Central offensive line, and Natron Means carried the mail that time. 8 plays, 50 yards. Extra point is up, almost blocked, but it will be good. There's a timeout on the field. Early in the first period, Memorial Stadium. Central jumps out on top, 7-0. We'll be back. I'm sure Memorial Stadium, folks at Kannapolis want to apologize for the clock being inoperative. It ticked 6 seconds off, so we're going to estimate about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes at that drive. So we're still early. Kannapolis yet to get their hands on the football, but they'll get it right now as Lincoln gets set to kick it away for Central. Wells and Elder are back deep. Wells and Lipscomb. And this will be Wells. Look out. He's got a wedge and out to the 36-yard line. He's the type of player, just like Mr. Means, one step away from breaking it. He's already got one kickoff return on the year.
He sure does. We probably got the most exciting kick returners in the league right here on one field, Randy.
Well, it will be the junior Maurice Blakeney, number 11, leading the Wonders out of the huddle. It's been a long time since we saw him. First game of the year against South Rowan, and he's got 3 receivers to the top of your screen, 1 setback now. You think they're going to throw in the air? Here's Blakeney. Back to pass. Getting a little bit of pressure. Going deep on the first play. Incomplete. Down at about the 25-yard line. Double coverage that time on number 18, Darrell Allison, the senior.
Well, you know, as far as sets, Randy, we're just going to have to go along with the people because we may see every set that's been drawn up in the history of football tonight on the football field. He started out with 3 wideouts there, and Bruce Hardy's not afraid to try anything as far as offensive football goes.
Hey, you think Jim Brown and his coaches have had some headaches trying to figure out what do you defense?
Well, I'm glad it's their problem, not mine tonight, I'll tell you that.
Second down and 10 for the Wonders at the 37-yard line. There's DJ Wood, the corner. Now they'll set Allison in motion, and they'll pitch it this time. Right side, there's a hole, and there is Carl Lipscomb into the secondary, down to the Central 33-yard line. This might be a 50-48 one before it's over with.
It may be just a great run off the right side there by Lipscomb.
Well, Nichols, Willis, Blackwell, Morton, everybody sprung him loose. You got an offensive line that's pushing some folks out. They're all seniors up there. Rockstone, Charles Gray, my Lord.
That's just a super offensive line right there.
32-yard line is where they'll mark it. A 30-yard run for Lipscomb out of the I formation. And they'll see an Allison in motion, tailback this time. And that is Michael Barnes, the sophomore, tripped up after about a yard, possibly 2. There's a whole host of folks led by Hudsmith and Helm, 71 and 72 there. About halfway through the opening period here at Memorial Stadium. Not a seat to be had, there's a few yards of dirt on the bank.
There sure is. This is the biggest crowd we've seen in the football game in a long time, Randy.
Well, it's an important game. People are ready on this one, and let's just hope they see a good one. We've seen a good one so far. Well, they stopped the defense of Central, just bottled that play up, and nothing for Fred Carter. Actually, may have lost a little back to the 30-yard line.
They did a super job right there at the line of scrimmage, and the nose and the 2 tackles right there put a stop to it.
That'll bring up 3rd down. They need to get to about the 22-yard line to keep the drive alive. Annapolis not spending much time with huddle. They'll send all their receivers to the wide side of the field this time. There's the line shot. And now one man comes in motion into your screen. Here's the pitch coming to the big side of the field. Here's Lipscomb looking. Bounces off, and then the pursuit is there. Natron Means, but you may want to credit the tackle to number 7 that time, Michael Beeman. He really turned things in from the defensive tackle position.
Well, he did. Well, Michael was playing defensive end right there, Randy. They were unable to hook him, and he gave the outside leverage, kept it, and they weren't able really to get the ball outside of him, and the pursuit came from inside. So that's what you call play from inside out.
Well, it's 4th down. They need to get to the 22, about 6, long 6. And the Wonders going for it. Down 7-0 here in the first period. Blakeney. Play fake. Looks far side. Got a receiver open. And a clutch catch. Mike Morton. Who else? Mike's caught a few.
He sure has. And he's a good-looking receiver. He came wide open. The defensive back kind of lost him and didn't see him behind him right there. And Mike came across wide open.
Well, when Mike was in Kannapolis playing 4A ball, Mike was all Central Piedmont Conference last year from that position, and they didn't throw as much last year either.
Boy, don't you know when Bruce came to Mike and all those split ends and quarterbacks said, hey.
Look at their chops. Crucial 4th down conversion. It's 1st and 10 to the 15 on the draw this time. Here comes Lipscomb. Barry. Matt Wingate heading, and along with Natron Means, that was a Central sandwich.
I'll tell you what, they're doing a good job right there on the corners with their defensive ends. And Natron getting to see a little shot at defense. Natron may play 48 minutes of football. And they've told him, listen, just don't worry about getting tired. We'll give you a couple of days rest. We're open next week, so you can rest then.
Well, it's a warm night. Got summertime again here in the latter part of this week. Game time temperature around probably 75 degrees. The humidity's up a little bit, but really a perfect night for football. It's a lot better than raindrops.
It sure is.
2nd down and a bunch. They'll set the screen pass up on the left side. Morton at the 20, sidesteps a tackle. 15 goes to about the 12. Defensively, getting him from the ankles was the rover, Scott Bryson. Number 24, he's a 6-foot senior. Mike Morton knows what to do with it.
Well, he does.
Gets his paws on it.
They were just setting up and well executed tight end screen right there. Got him in behind a couple of blockers, and I tell you what, that's a nice football play.
Well, they tried the, well, we've got a timeout. Kannapolis is going to talk things over. So a timeout here about midway in the first period. 7-0. Central on top. Wonders to drive it. We'll be back. The Wonder Brain Trust on the sideline here back at Memorial Stadium, along with Larry Mason, Randy Whitley, and we just really didn't have anything else to do on a Friday night, so thought we'd come on over.
Well, this is as good a thing. Evidently, a lot of people didn't have anything to do, Randy.
Beach County Fair, don't it? 3rd down. They need to get to the 5 of the 1st down. And it will be Blakeney on the quarterback keeper. Cuts it in. He's got the 1st down inside the 5.
I tell you what, that's just a really good football play when you've got an athlete like Blakeney right there.
Well, we talk about Hitchcock and Means. Wouldn't you like to have Hitchcock, Means, Blakeney in the same backfield?
Well, that'd be greedy. I don't know. But I believe I'd like to have that.
I don't see him in a foot race.
But Blakeney just faked the ball in on the dive and kept it himself and came around the corner pretty much untouched.
1st and goal for the Wonders, trying to get back even, down 7-0 after Central's first drive. This is Kannapolis' first drive from the 4-yard line. Blakeney spins, hands off, and going to be close. About a half a yard short. The junior, number 30, Fred Carter, reaching out, and that's a dangerous position, carrying the mail in front of you like that.
Well, it was, but he made a good cut in there and cut it back toward the end zone. I tell you what, there's a lot of good athletes on the field tonight, Randy. It's already been a fun game to watch.
Well, the college scouts may be all here tonight.
Well, they may be incognito in the stands. They're not supposed to come, but hey, who knows one guy from the other.
2nd and goal, 1-yard line. Wonders knocking on the door. Central's defense trying to dig in. Here's Blakeney handing off. Tailback Means was the first man there, and nowhere for Carl Lipscomb. He lost some yardage. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Well, he did. I pointed out to you, I thought they might run the quarterback sneak right there. It looked like it was open, but they went to Lipscomb, and they were sending the linebacker from Central, and they were just guessing, and it worked out for them.
Well, they're going to say just outside the 2. Okay. That's where he almost got the handoff. 2-yard line. 3rd and goal. Wonders line up out of the eye with 2 wide this time. There's the trench shot, folks. And the pitch this time. It will be a touchdown Wonders. Michael Barnes, 41. Michael Barnes looks heavier than 175 pounds, but he's only a sophomore, so Bruce Harden and his coaching staff may have found him another running back.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm sure they've got some around. They're using a lot of athletes right now and have a lot of different bodies in there and getting really good play out of their offensive line.
13 plays, 63 yards. Now the extra point. David Hammond kicks it up, and it will be good. This one's tied up. About 2/3 of the way through the first period, all knotted up at 7. DJ Wood, number 1 for the Vikings. And he's saying, well, we're going to come right back on you, A.L. Brown. The Wonders came right back on Central, so this one back and forth early, and the folks, I think, have already got their money's worth, but hey, we're still early.
Well, I think they're going to wait around for the change.
Make a little interest now from here on out. 7-7 late in the first quarter. High kick. It will be Means at this time at about the 11-yard line. And I think it ran into his own man, number 1. And number 89, Roland Grant, was there after that. At about the 30-yard line. That's where the Viking offense will come onto the field.
Kannapolis got down, had a little better coverage that time, Randy.
Just inside the 30. Once again, our apologies. The clock inoperative here, so it is late in the first quarter. Give this time, and maybe a yard, as the Wonder defense just kind of stood them up.
Well, they did, and I'll tell you what, Kannapolis played a lot of people in the backfield last time. A lot of different people carried the football. Right now, Means has been the workhorse for Central, and I think we're going to have to see how long he can continue to be the workhorse. He played that whole defensive series.
Well, he got a rest because that was John Johnson who carried that one. So Means has now checked back into the backfield.
And that was enough rest, wasn't it? One play.
45 seconds. At the 32-yard line, second down. Plummer and Means, and here we go on the little flanker around. Brian McDonald, and what are you going to say? A circle of wagons that time. Number 88, Greg Jones, is thankful for non-tearaway jerseys, and Brian McDonald was not.
Well, he is, and I tell you what, the defense for Kannapolis right then just did a really good job of playing their position. That was a prime shot of the guy staying where he's supposed to be when the play goes away from him.
I think Greg Jones, the defensive end, said he started circling the wagons with the jersey. Oh, Lord, I got to sling him this way. He may gain fine if I let him go. Third down. No gain on the play. The pitch will go to the far side. Means cuts it in, and the Wonders contained that time at about the 34-yard line. Leading the way, among others, was number 67, Antoine Jordan, the 5'8", 243-pound senior. And he can move, too.
Well, he sure can. And we're going to have to see who starts getting the most out of these skirmishes. And, Randy, that must be the border.
I believe it is. The first period has expired. It's all knotted at 7. We'll be right back. Quarter about to go, and it will be a punting situation here for Central Cabarrus. Natron Means standing back at about the 21-yard line. One dangerous man kicking to another dangerous man. Number 80, Reggie Wells, back at about the Wonder 32.
Well, Randy, I'm going to be interested to see if they kick the ball to him.
Well, the Wonders are showing 8 men on the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they come after it. Good snap. Means with plenty of time, kicks it away from Wells, and a line driver will trickle out of bounds at the 35-yard line. So Reggie never got a chance to even smell that football.
Well, I think it's going to be one of those things where the fans don't like it. It's just like walking them in intentionally in baseball, but I don't think they're going to kick the football to him.
I don't, with the base open, you're tie score by the night, you're going to certainly put Will Clark on, wouldn't you?
I
For the
would.
Giants.
I would. I don't even know much about baseball, and I would put him on.
Just underway here in the second period at Memorial Stadium, all knotted at 7. Battle of the unbeatens in the South Piedmont Conference. This one could go a long way toward determining the regular season champion. Whoever wins it's going to have a leg up. Well, they fake the delay, and here's Blakeney with all sweet throw. Now he airs it out. Deep. It's going to be picked off. Central Cabarrus. Todd Williams, 35, playing his position. He played the ball there, and just that one maybe a little bit underthrown.
Well, he sure did, but it was thrown a long way.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he's got Blakeney has just a super arm and threw it for all he was worth right there.
Oh, he threw it 50 yards.
Just a super pass, and he's just a junior.
Well, the defense for Kannapolis will have to come back onto the field.
Coach Brown talking about playing a 3 deep zone, and Todd just staying in his zone and playing the football right there, just like you say. He made a good play on him.
Plummer and Means set up in the backfield behind Jamie White, number 11, the Viking quarterback, as that offensive line sets it down, and McDonald will go in motion. Here's the pitch. Means carries, trying to get around the corner, skirts 2 men, and then is finally brought down. A good tackle, open field tackle. I believe that was Mike Morton, number 82 over there.
I think it was too, Randy. Mike getting to play both ways also.
They got him at about the 20, just shy of the 22-yard line. Well, you get in a game like this, the adrenaline factor is gone in this one. Now the heat and exhaustion maybe taking effect, and then the guys are probably going to get their second win here.
Well, I think you're exactly right, and it's going to be interesting to see who, if the game stays close to both teams get that.
Second down. McDonald in motion for the Vikings. Whiteman will give it to Plummer for the first time, and he scoots out near the 24-yard line. The Wonder sideline.
And they slipped that in there on the little fullback give right there, and they're going to have to do that every now and then and stay honest, because theoretically, if they keep giving it to Means, and everybody on the field knows that, they're going to start teeing off on them some.
Well, Central needs to convert 3rd and 3 here at the 24. Keep the drive alive. 2 wide to the right of your screen now as the wide receivers. Means straight up the gut. Near the marker, I believe he may have it.
Well, I think it'll be where they mark the football, Randy, but he does look like he's got it.
It was 67 on the tackle from the ankles. Antoine Jordan for the Wonders. Just shy of the 30. They'll move the sticks. We've played about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes here in the second period. Shot of some of the fans.
That's all your friends, Randy. I saw all of them. Okay? I think everybody here knows you. You should be proud.
That's all those.
Or either you owe them all money. I don't know
I was
which
getting
one.
ready to say, there's the bill collectors that spoke to me tonight. Whiteman drops back over the middle. Receiver not even looking. I believe he was trying to get it to Wingate, and upset he didn't make the catch. For the Wonders was Gary Elder, number 20.
Well, I think that Matt just he had good coverage and was trying to get open, and Whiteman had to go ahead and throw the football.
We were just having an announcement here in the press box, but I don't think we can read that one, can we? Okay. We'll read this one here next break we get here. This is a flash bulletin here on the newswire, folks. Second down for Central. That hit in the backfield. Natron Means nowhere to go. 76 Trevon Patterson, the 220 senior tackle, had number 3 in his eyes.
Well, I think they need to play that time, Randy.
What's this say? Wanted good woman. Must be able to clean, cook, sew, dig worms, and clean fish. Must have boat and motor. Please send picture of boat and motor.
That was one of your friends that brought
That
that.
was Steve Gant, public relation liaison. He's working again, folks. He hadn't worked since the West Caldwell game last year. Here's the option pass. Means finally gets it off, and it's going to be short. McDonald, the intended receiver. Natron had to wait on his receiver to get downfield, but I think the Kannapolis pressure forced him to throw it early.
Well, it did. He was getting a lot of pressure. It was lucky just to get the ball off. New little wrinkle right there, little razzle-dazzle for Central, lining up in the one back set and letting him throw the football.
I'll tell you one thing, if I had 600 pounds of green chasing me, I'd throw it too. Quick. Well, let's see if they kick it to Wells now. He's standing back at about the 135. High snap. Means kicks it. And gets a beautiful kick. Wells will field it this time. Let's see if the wall sets up for the Wonders. Wells looking for some space, and Central's kick team is there on the coverage at the 26. They hemmed him in.
Well, they did. He never got a real good start, and the kick was high enough that gave him a chance to get down the field and cover on that one.
Jerry Benton, 53 initially down there on the coverage for the Vikings.
But kicking it to Wells is just like kicking it to a stick of dynamite because you just don't know whether it's going off or not.
Well, so far we've had almost a big play. Well, we've had a bunch of little big plays.
We sure have, and they're going to add up to a big game, aren't they?
7-7. About midway through the second period, our guest. Clock inoperative here in the first half. Homecoming night for Brown. Got a few folks on hand to see the Queen crown. Pitch back, and leaping tacklers is Mark Carter to the junior fullback out across the 30. Hey, I think pretty good hurdler.
Well, I'll tell you, he is. He's an awfully good athlete right there. A lot of underclassmen playing right in there at those skill positions, Randy. That makes you happy as a coach, doesn't it?
Yeah. Secures your future.
It does.
They'll have the one setback this time with about 8 in pattern, we suspect. Second down and 4. Blakeney's down low. I tell you, he's almost in the ground. There's the loose football. Blakeney picks it up, tries to get something positive, and he got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard.
The play just never got started. He was lucky that he just made something happen out of it.
I think our producer, Doug Holmes, knew that they're going to have a mishandled snap, so we had that shot right there.
I'll tell you what, he is a awfully sly guy, isn't he?
What way you mean that?
He knows how to pick those shots out.
Well, Blakeney come off. I think he may have got somebody's eye. He's a little bit, he's coming off the field. Tony Jordan, number 12, is stepping in at quarterback for the Wonders. And Annapolis a little bit confused with all of that, and they'll call a timeout here in the second period. It's all tied at 7. Stay with us.
Yeah, I was noticing Blakeney there, and it looks like they are trying to clean something out of his eye right there. Some of that loose grass or something flew up there.
That could be some of the paint that comes off of the, where they paint the field too. That's an irritant. Well, let's see how Tony Jordan does. Number 12, he's a 6 foot, 213-pound senior. Had some experience from last year. And there's a loose football. Lipscomb says, where's it at? I'm going to cover this baby back at the 31.
You know, he got the pitch, and then he went about, 4 or 5 steps, and the ball just came loose there. I tell you what, it could have been disastrous if he had kicked the ball.
Kind bounce.
Maybe. Yeah, it was then. It sure was.
There you see Blakeney coming back into the Wonder lineup. Just in time for the punt team to come on, so it's 4th down. I believe this is the first punt of the night for Kannapolis.
That's right.
Means has punted a couple of times. Blakeney with a good kick. And he kicks it away from Means, who just let it go. And it'll die at the 29, 30-yard line of Central. Game of field position right now. And the defenses have maybe said, hey, listen, after the first quarter, this is a little much.
Well, I think so, and it's settled in right now to a ball game of, just like you said, we're playing right now between the 20s and the 30s.
And then the big plays happen. Somebody's going to bust one. He's having a good time.
He sure is.
Look, Mom, I'm on TV. Vikings, 1st and 10, just shy of their own 30. They tried with the football, hit at the line of scrimmage, but look at the strength. I think about 7 or 8 green shirts really finally wrapped him up at about the 32-yard line. On the bottom of the pile, I feel sorry. There you see number 34 getting up for Kannapolis, and that's Jermaine Rucker. I feel sorry for Jermaine. He had about 2,000 pounds.
I'll tell you what. Get off of me.
Pick up a 4 on the play. Natron did the last 3 on his own. 2nd and 6. Means fumbles it. Battle, who's got it? Wonders have recovered. And I believe it was Trevon Patterson, number 76 for Kannapolis, the defensive tackle who fell on it. And Larry Natron just didn't really put it away. Never got the clean exchange.
Well, no, he didn't. I'll tell you what, the ball's been fumbled a few times out there in the last few series of plays by both teams, and Central came out the worst on that one.
Well, they say all good teams will capitalize on another's misfortune. The Wonders, with a small gift right now, have it at the Central 35-yard line. One setback. Blakeney back in at quarterback, looking to the air. Complete. Allison inside the Central 20 at the 17. Darrell Allison, outstanding receiver.
I tell you, they just threw the little slant pass right there and Central backed off of it, and as quick as they are, they do a good job with that play. I think that's something that Bruce has brought to them, and they've spent a lot of time on that play.
Do you think the Wonder offense is looking like they're hungry on this drive, the way they were aggressive on that play?
Well, they know that when they get these opportunities, they need to make the most of them.
1st and 10. Kannapolis moving the sticks. They'll go back to the I with 2 receivers to the left of your screen, and the pitch will go to Barnes. Hit in the backfield. Nice play. Number 20, Matt Wingate, defensively there to stop him for a loss.
I tell you, he just really never got up a good head of steam before the defense met him right there.
A loss back to the 19-yard line. And Barnes will go out for Kannapolis. You've got Fred Carter, number 30, the fullback. And Lipscomb, 32, the tailback. With 2 wide. This is a straight I this time for the Wonders. It will be Lipscomb right side, hurdles 1 man, goes to the 14-yard line. Natron Means gave his body up on that one.
Well, he did. Lipscomb about gave his up, getting up in the air like that, Randy. I tell you, a lot of intensity. This is probably the most intense football game you and I've seen in quite a while.
Well, you know, they say the big running backs like that, when I heard somebody say on TV a couple weeks ago, when they leave their feet going to the air like that, really, they kind of neutralize that being big and strong and everything, because they're almost like birds of prey.
And I think you know that's right, because once they get in there and they've sort of lost their power's in their legs, and once they get off the ground like that, then that power's gone.
Well, we should be nearing the final stages here of the first half. The ball's been on the ground a lot tonight. It's 3rd down for the Wonders. It's all tied at 7-7 here in the first half. Ball at the 14-yard line, and Blakeney will use another Wonder timeout. That's the 2nd for Kannapolis so far. Or actually, that is their 3rd, excuse me, so they don't have any more here. And while there's a break in the action, it's all tied at 7. Stay with us.
Well, Randy, you know, I think coming back with Kannapolis just calling the timeout shows the importance of this drive, that they must feel like getting some points on before halftime here, going in with the lead. We don't know what time it is, but it's got to be late in the quarter, I would assume. It's a little after 8 o'clock. I know.
8:07 there, I think. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Wonders. Single setback this time for Blakeney and company. And they'll run it off the left side. Oh, what a tackle. Jerry Lovelace, the linebacker, a one-arm job on Carl Lipscomb. The junior never had a chance, but just a lot of outstanding individual efforts out there tonight. You just saw one of them by the senior, Lovelace.
It sure was. And I'll tell you what, just watching this football game, there's been a lot of those little individual things going on that kids have just really been playing probably above their own ability. And Lovelace is one of the kids that has come in for Central and played better probably this year than they might have predicted at the first of the year.
David Hammond out of the hold of Tony Jordan, 33 yards straight away. It's up, it's long enough, and it is good. The Wonders break out on top, 10-7 with a 33-yard field goal by David Hammond. We'll be back with the Wonder kickoff after this. Well, the kicking game is a part of this particular contest, and that's one of the phases Bruce Harden and Coach Brown stressed, and right now it's the difference in the game.
Well, it sure is, and I'll tell you what, there was a lot of leg in that kick. It carried the long way.
Now Central will get their chance on offense. The kick kind of going away, and here's DJ Wood looking for some room. Almost broke out of it at about the 18-yard line, but 89, Roland Grant said no.
Well, I'll tell you, DJ Wood, we haven't mentioned his name much tonight, if any, but he's another fine athlete playing for Central right there that Coach Brown talking about choosing to throw the ball when they wanted to, feeling like they could get the big play. DJ is really a super receiver to do that with.
Well, this is the first time these two teams have played in 4 years. These seniors out there have not played one another, but they know what this rivalry is all about. Know what this game's all about tonight. Here's the pitch. Means looking for some blocking. Trying to get around the corner. He gets away from one man, and then he's got the first down as he carried the sticks out to the 29-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, most of that he did on his own. He just got to the corner, and it was mostly just a speed and then a power type run.
Tell you, didn't you think the cheerleaders they were up all night?
I'll tell you what, making the signs. Kids are really excited about this game, Randy.
That's only about maybe 30 yards of fence left that's not covered tonight. Late in the first half. I gave him the first down. It's going to be second and short. I'm giving the NFL spot, so I'm going to have to quit doing that. We've got a timeout called on the field by the officials right now. We're going to keep it right here, folks.
But, you know, they use a longer ball in the NFL.
Central, that is their first timeout. So they've got a couple of more left. Oh, my goodness, it's Sergeant Barry Sandler in the Green Berets.
You're under siege here.
I saw the chopper a while ago.
Where did he land? I never did see him land. Did he just get low enough and let somebody drop out?
He may not have got close enough. I don't know if there's a available parking place around this place to land tonight. I think he landed in Charlotte. They're going to drive up.
I was going to say, unless he had a reserve ticket, he may not have gotten to.
I don't believe they built a heliport over here yet.
Well, I'll tell you, with a crowd like this, if they had it, you know, week after week, don't you know, they enjoy this a lot more than seeing the schools from Winston bring down a carload.
We're talking Volkswagen, too, right?
Yeah, you can get them all in that. Unless Mom came, and then they have to bring the big car.
Maybe break out the truck. Second and short. Left side, sweep, nothing. Wonders defense, 73 there initially. Joe Willis, the 5'10", 239-pound senior.
Well, I'll tell you, they just gave the ball to Matron and tried to let him find the seam and slip in it. It's going to depend on the spot here, man. They're going to measure it. What do you think? It's close.
I believe it's going to be short.
I think you're right.
They didn't pull the clip off yet. About that far.
Well, I tell you, not knowing how much time's left in the quarter, this is a big first down right here, because if they don't get it and possibly have to kick out of this, Naples going to get good field position out of it again.
Well, good country foot, as they would say. Just shy of the 29-yard line. And offensive line that's done the job all year for Central. Comes up, Whiteman will set him down out of the eye. And Means just lowers the shoulder, and I don't know. Depending on the spot, Barry. Kannapolis says he didn't make it. Trevon Patterson says that. Central says they did. I believe he's going to move the sticks.
He didn't make it by much.
Not a lot of breathing room. So Central will keep their drive alive. DJ Wood was flipped to the bottom of your screen, number 1. Palmer and Means behind Whiteman on 1st and 10. Oh, they faked the end around, and now Whiteman going to the air with some pressure, gets it upfield, complete. Means at the Viking 45-yard line. I think they forget about Natron in the pass pattern.
Well, they did, and I'll tell you what, that's a new wrinkle in the Viking offense. And they sent him through and slipped through, and Jamie Whiteman did really a good job of waiting for him to come up and finding him.
Well, we may have a turned ankle on the field as Greg Jones, number 88, is down for the Wonders. So a break in the action as they attend to Mr. Jones there.
You know, you get a runner like Natron and the athletes, Wells, that you have on Kannapolis team, and if you can get the ball to them where they can see the field and they've got a little running room, they just become that much more devastating. I think that's why sometimes Natron does a much better job on the punt sometimes, because he can see the whole football field from there.
Wonders lead by 3. We'll take a break and be right back. Well, Jones is off the field okay, Larry. I believe it was a cramp, and that's the best thing you can have. That you can come back from those.
Right.
Twisted ankles are tough. Natron Means cuts it back against the grain and then runs into a brick wall. And you see the intensity out there now. Boy,
you sure did. He cut it back against the grain and met the grain.
I believe Trayvon Patterson is pretty well pumped out there, number 76 for Kannapolis. And I also think Jerry Benton has come to play too. Of course, all of them have. We've got a timeout called on the field, so we'll keep it right here. Central, not much time obviously left here in the first half.
Well, there is, but we won't know, will we?
Nope.
I'll tell you what.
Well, they gave Means 3 yards on that carry.
Well, I was looking at Kannapolis line here on defense, Randy. They're playing a sophomore in there and a junior, but mostly seniors right there. So they've got a lot of experience right there. They've been in that 4A league. They saw some tough football teams up there.
There's some folks playing up there. Some feed them lots of taters up there. I remember the first time I saw Reynolds come into the stadium about 10, 12 years ago. It looked like Notre Dame. I swear they're that much bigger. At the 48-yard line of Central, 2nd and 7, and it will be Whiteman to the air this time. Sidelines overthrown. B.J. Wood, the intended receiver, and some good coverage that time by Kannapolis' number 52 on the play, and that was Chad Blackwelder.
Well, there was, and doing a good job on defense right there. You see basically the same two defenses when you see Central's and Kannapolis. They're basically aligned the same.
Well, Blackwelder, pretty good defensive end. He's a senior. He's a veteran, offensive center. Played pretty good brand of basketball as well.
Sure has.
3rd down. Deep drop this time. Whiteman got a man open, complete, and let's see, does he get out of bounds? He does. Right near the stick. That is number 5, Tom Standish.
Well, I think they're going to give him the spot to make it a first down. He was in front of the stick when he caught the ball and then was not back.
Well, he got out of bounds to stop the clock. Central with, I believe, 1 timeout left.
Well, I tell you, they're putting together a pretty good little drive here. It would be interesting if we knew how much time was left.
It would be. Well, apparently they did not give it the out of bounds. Central will have to call their final timeout here, and we'll take time to step out. We'll be right back. At Memorial Stadium, Larry, it's your family, bud.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd hate to have to feed all those people. I don't know. I believe there's some of your youngins there, Randy.
I didn't know you had all girls. Or boys. That's some nice looking bloomers there, wasn't it? Well, certainly they've got a part at halftime, I believe, so you want to stay tuned for that. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Whiteman avoids the rush and now throws it back over the middle. Nobody home. Wood and Wingate were crossing to the middle. Kannapolis was playing way back in the secondary.
Well, they are. From all observations, it looks like there's not much time left at all, Randy, so they're trying to get something down the field, possibly get down close enough to keep the field goal and tie the game here.
Well, they've used 3 timeouts. Kannapolis certainly doesn't want to stop the clock either. Central can't.
I think it's important, too, for Central right here not to make a mistake and put it in Kannapolis' hands and get a long run back on the interception.
2nd down. 45-yard line of the Wonders. Whiteman rolls to buy a little time, and it breaks down, and the rush got him. First wave was number 76, Trayvon Patterson. 76 there, and that's a big 76, friends.
It sure is. I'd hate to have him chasing me, I can tell you that.
A loss all the way back at the 46, and that was the final play of the first half. So, as the teams go to the dressing room for a well-deserved break, it's been everything we thought it would be, and the Wonders lead with the strength of a 33-yard field goal by David Hammond by a 10-7 margin.
Second lieutenant is Scully Hart.
Larry Mason back at Memorial Stadium. Let's take a look at those first half stats for you here. And A.L. Brown pretty, once again, even balanced as far as rushing and passing yardage is concerned, Larry. No penalties. That surprises me.
Well, it sure is. Well, I thought there was a penalty in the first half, but I don't know if we got it on here. Late penalty didn't count.
Okay, let's switch it around and see what Central. Once again, the total yards about the same for both teams, and there's the penalty yardage. Not a lot of punts in this one because both teams ground control, and we saw enough passing, and that one turnover by Central led to the Kannapolis cashed in, took advantage of it.
Well, they did. And, you know, the game's about as close as the stats, the score, and the play. It's all been pretty even, Randy. The turnover's been the difference so far.
Well, the hot dogs were good.
Well, they were. I saw you getting more than your share down there.
Hot dogs good. Fans got their money's worth. We're ready for the second half. Homecoming queen is happy. It's back to the wars. And down the sidelines, look out. It may be 6. Carl Lipscomb almost trips. Regains his feet. 30, 25. Dropped down at the 20-yard line. Tripped over himself, he would have been gone, I believe.
Well, I think that's the only thing that really stopped him was he tripped over his own feet or stumbled a little bit and never really threw his rhythm off, or he would have scored out that.
I think Coach Harden is going to let Carl take a rest and not run at tailback this play.
Well, I tell you what, give him a play here to catch his breath. That's the explosiveness we've been talking about in this Kannapolis football team.
Well, we saw Natron Means do it to open the game, almost breaking it. Now Kannapolis in business, leading 10-7, has it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, and it will be Barnes going for about 2. Michael Barnes, the sophomore.
Well,
go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I was just saying they were running their isolation, and we've talked so much this year or in the past about the second half kickoff setting the tempo of the game, and that would certainly set it for Kannapolis.
Interesting enough, in the first half, Central ran 27 plays to 21 for Kannapolis. The Wonders on top 10-7. Trying to add to that lead right now. On second down, it will be Carter. Touchdown. Just powers up the middle from 18 yards out. It took the Wonders 2 plays to go 20 yards after the Lipscomb return.
When he got into the seam right there, Randy, he did a really good job of finding the end zone and running with his legs up and really made a tough run out of it.
Out of the hole to Jordan, David Hammond to attempt the extra point. It's up, and it is good. The Wonders up by 10, about a minute into the third period. We'll be right back.
Randy, as we get ready for this kickoff, it's going to be interesting to see how much momentum that swung in Kannapolis' favor. It was a big momentum swing, I feel like. And we're going to have to see if Central can come back right now and kind of regroup, put something together right here.
Well, let's see if they kick it to Natron Means. And it's kind of a wobbly kick, and Natron will bobble it momentarily and get it up and get pretty good field position out from here at the 30-yard line. Not a bad return considering the way it started.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think that was John Johnson that got the ball right there, Randy, with Natron standing on this side of the field. And lucky that he didn't fumble the football there. He never really had a good handle on it.
Or maybe lucky he didn't go down to his knee down inside the 10-yard line.
That's right, because it would have been down there.
Jamie Whiteman, number 11, starting quarterback, leads him up to the line. We played a little over a minute here. The third period, they'll send McDonald in motion from the flanker position. And Natron Means hitting the right side, trying to get around, scoops tackles, and look out into the secondary, spinning and turning into Wonder territory at the 47. Oh, mercy.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Somebody get excited here.
I'd like to say it was great blocking and everything else on that one, but that was Natron taking it on his own.
What were you saying while we were away at halftime? Natron makes his mind up. It's hard to stop him.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's one of the few kids that I have seen in the years that I've coached that it looks like when he wants to score, you're going to have to do something to stop him, or he's going to.
Well, he looked like he really wanted to score on that time, and there's no arm tackling that young man. At the 47-yard line, Central, their first possession of the second half, into Wonder territory as they'll flop Wingate tight end to the left side. And here's Means, left side, hit after a couple. He got by the first wave, and then Mike Morton and company were there waiting at the 44.
And I was going to say, did you see who made the big tackle? And that's Mike Morton, and I tell you, he's got that playing experience and time behind him, and he's been there in the big games with the big players. And, he certainly rose to the occasion there.
Well, he's listed as 6'3", 201 pounds in the program, but he plays a lot bigger.
Well, I was going to say, he plays much bigger than 201 pounds.
Sliding left this time out of the eye, and they'll send Wingate the man in motion on 2nd and 8. Looking for the block. Here's Means dancing for about 2. And a sea of green buries him. Led by number 67 for the Wonders, Antoine Jordan. Pick up of about 2 near the 41-yard line.
And Central's back where they started the first half. Their Means is the workhorse, and that's where they're putting the football right now.
Well, you didn't mention, I think he had around 66 yards in the first half, so they contained him. They didn't let him get going for the long one.
Well, that's true.
But still a pretty good half for Natron. On 3rd down, looking for the block, and the Vikings will have the first down, I believe, as they push Natron Means back. Lord, Mike Morton about broke his back that time. He was you got to be limber, guys, when the foul goes the other way.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was just a good surge by Central against Kannapolis defense. You know, I'll tell you what, this has really been, and And I know we keep bringing it up, but it's been a fun game to watch. It really has.
About the best game we've been, well, I've been associated with here about 4 or 5 years, I guess.
It sure has.
Used to have the South Roy and Kannapolis Donnie Brooks. They were like this every year up until, well, they used to play overtime. They were so good they couldn't, they liked each other. They said, let's play a couple of more periods. Standish goes in motion for the Vikes, and it will be John Johnson, the ball carrier, gets around the corner and then runs into pretty hefty tackle that time.
Well, John runs the ball well for Central. They feel like he's a little more shifty runner than Natron, where Natron's going to run over you. That's showing the quickness on Kannapolis defense right there. It's tough to run on those corners because they are awfully quick and get to the corners fast.
Once again, an unsung offensive line for the Vikings doing the job, and Central's been getting good yardage on first down. That time they got picked up about 4, actually 3, but you'll take that against a good Kannapolis defensive line.
And be happy with it.
2nd and 7. Here's Whiteman. Looks like a busted play, or is it? He's going to keep it and go down to about the 28-yard line. I think that may have been by design.
Well, it was. They were running the option right there, Randy, and coming to the left side, running it. Jamie just kept on. I'll tell you what, he's a kind of deceptive kid. He's a little bit quicker than people give him credit for.
Well, you know, we talked to Bill Whiteman on Headliners. Got to be some mixed emotions. Your nephew's out there on the opposing side. Of course, Bill used to be coaching that opposing side a few years ago.
Well, he's got a lot of ties that way.
Just friendly neighborhood softball game, I guess. 3rd and short.
Kannapolis has brought everybody within a yard of the line of scrimmage.
And it's going to be close, depending on the spot that time. This power football, we believe our offensive line can knock your defensive line off the line by a couple. And it's going to be close enough. I believe they're going to bring the sticks in right at the 26-yard line. 17-7. Kannapolis on top, scoring quickly with a Carl Lipscomb return to open the second half, put the Wonders in business at the 20-yard line. Then they took it in 2 plays later.
Randy, I think it's going to be just an inch or 2 short here. I can tell you what, I believe there's more people here now than when we started ended the half.
Well, you would have been wise maybe to park on Highway 29 and walk in. There's no parking place to be had. They're down on the lower end of the horseshoe, which usually not too many people sit down on that end.
Big stand for both teams right here.
4th down. You saw how much. Vikings going for it. 4-down territory, 26-yard line. Whiteman sets him down. Here's Means, and he may be gone. Touchdown Central. He just broke it open. Everybody was on the line of scrimmage, Larry, trying to stop him, and there was nobody there once he got past.
Well, he did. They were running their outside ice, and you've mentioned so many times in the past that sometimes when you're going for that 4th and short yardage, the play can break and go all the way with the team bunched up like that.
9 plays, 70 yards. Pretty impressive drive by the Vikings. Now the extra point conversion is up, and it's going to be partially blocked. And a penalty marker goes down. I believe Greg Jones may have got a hand on it. Either he or might have been Roland Grant, number 89. We'll wait and sort the penalty out. This is an interesting call.
Well, I think it's going against Central.
So they will decline the penalty, obviously. So the Vikings draw to within 4, 17-13. The Wonders on top. Back with a Viking kickoff after this. Back at Memorial Stadium, the Vikings have struck back, and they've answered the Wonders. This is the way the game started. Each team answering the other, and Matt Wingate kicks it deep. Here's Lipscomb, who almost had a touchdown a while ago. He's coming this time to the near side of the field. And let's see. He says, no, I think I'm going to go this way. And can he get the corner turn? No. The kick coverage was there. It was number 35 for the Vikings, Todd Williams, who wouldn't be fooled. Not a bad idea for Lipscomb. He says, well, it's nowhere to go this side. He ran about 150 yards.
Well, I'll tell you what, he ran further than most people do straight up and down the field.
That's more than I run in a year. Well, not good field position for Kannapolis now at their own 16-yard line.
This may be the poorest field position they've started the evening with, Randy.
Here's Blakeney under center. the junior quarterback. He's only a junior, folks, so a lot of excitement ahead for the Wonders and nothing there after about 2.
Well, I tell you, we looked at that momentum shift. Central came right back and answered the call. Kannapolis certainly has the capacity to come back and put more points on the board. We're seeing pretty much an offensive display tonight, and some, along with it mixed in, there's a lot of great defense being played also.
Once again, in case you've just joined us, we wish we could give you the time, but we understand the clock has not been operable since the first 6 seconds of the game, and I understand the last home game they had some gremlins in it. It might be that computer virus has struck here.
Well, it may be. You know what today is.
Blakeney's got a receiver. Morton open, complete, out of bounds, 39-yard line. Mike Morton, so smooth.
Well, I tell you, Mike coming from his tight end position and crossing the field, and the line's doing a super job of giving Blakeney enough time just to stay in there and finding Mike crossing the field there from his tight end. And he's coming wide open on that play.
Larry, I believe you could have thrown that pass with that much time.
Well, I probably could have.
20-yard reception for Morton gets the Wonders good field position. They're on 39. Leading 17-13. It was 10-7 at half. And they'll go to the fullback. Left side, Fred Carter's got a little bit of a seam out to the 46-yard line, and then is punished. Standing him straight up almost was Michael Beeman, the defensive tackle, number 7.
I'll tell you, just a little counter dive there. And Carter does a really good job of running the football.
They may have the most Carters. They've got more Carters on this team than Pills, haven't they?
Well, that's their impersonation of the Marx brothers, the Carter brothers, and the Marx brothers.
Mark and Fred and Torrey. Wonders second and short now, and a little turn incomplete. Penalty marker is down, and down is Reggie Wells at the Viking 43.
From where it came from, Randy, it could be offensive holding in there.
First time we called Reggie's name tonight. You got to get him quick, or he's a water bug. He's gone. Brother of Reuben Wells. You folks may have heard us talking about Reuben. Pretty good ball player.
They've had a couple of good ones come through here.
Well, old Larry Bear is correct on the call. It'll move the Wonders back to their own 35-yard line.
And I tell you, that's really the first time tonight that Kannapolis has hurt themselves with penalties.
That'll bring it up second and long, about 15 yards. Actually, 14.
I know Bill Whiteman had said that they were a little concerned about the numbers of penalties that they had been getting, but it's been relatively penalty-free game tonight.
14 and a half. We'll split the difference.
But now Ron Moon's splitting hairs with you now.
Blakeney, protection breaks down. He says, I'm going to carry it myself up to the 45-yard line. Stopped by Brian McEachin.
But when you and I came over and visited earlier in the year, some of the coaches told us that they felt like Blakeney was probably one of the best athletes that they had on the football team, and he certainly shows that.
Well, we don't have his rushing stats this year, but he's thrown for 847 yards and 13 touchdowns coming into tonight's game. He's been relatively quiet compared to what he has been, as far as the frequency of putting it up tonight. And Carter breaks it open. He's got the Wonder first down to the Viking 49-yard line.
I tell you, Kannapolis line, I was watching pretty close that time, just did a good job of trapping. They trapped in there and did a good job of setting that play up, Randy.
This may be a game, Larry, where whoever has the ball last.
It may be. I saw Kannapolis in a game like that a few years ago against Page.
Yeah. That's pretty good stand-up performers on both sides of in that game, too. At the 49, 1st and 10, they'll go to the fullback. Carter again. They've got that play diagnosed, and he's drug down at the 26. Todd Williams had to make really the touchdown-saving tackle. Fred Carter with a burst of speed. He's 5'9", 189 pounds. A little bowling ball. Once he gets rolling, he's gone.
I tell you what, and he runs tough. And right now, Kannapolis line's winning the battle in the trenches right now.
Late in the third quarter, 17-13. Wonders lead. They are on the move again at the 26 of Central. The Viking defense dig it in, and here's the tailback getting the call, and it is Carl Lipscomb breaking tacklers to the Viking 16, 17-yard line. Maybe some arm tackling out there, and right now maybe that Central defense is getting tired.
They may be, and this is the kind of football that old Danny Ford down in Clemson would enjoy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just straight ahead and get after them.
Put in another chaw.
What they say, he'd rather have a tooth pulled than throw the football.
Even like had a completed pass against Duke a couple of weeks ago, I believe. Carter is into the secondary, breaks 2 tackles, touchdown. What a run. Fred Carter's second touchdown burst up the middle tonight, and that one was 17 yards. The goal with his 18-yarder, and the Wonders have fought back and answered Central's score. 10 plays, 83 yards, and that was an impressive drive.
It sure was. It was so. I'll tell you what, they got a lot of really good play out of their offensive line right there, Randy.
23-13. This is a big extra point now. David Hammond kicks it up and good. Timeout on the field late in the third period at Memorial Stadium. Wonders up by 11. Back with the kickoff in just a second.
Randy coming back late in the quarter. We don't know how late in the quarter for this kickoff is going to be. Here again, you know, like you say, I'll tell you, the team that can keep answering the challenge, I think, is going to be the team that comes out on top here.
3 possessions and 3 touchdowns.
From Kannapolis.
Well, both
teams. I'm sorry, I see what you're showing me now.
Hammond kicks it short this time. And let's see, Johnson's going to get it at about the 19-yard line. Well, look out. Oh, bumped down at about the 31-yard line. And he got through that little seam. And I believe Scott Beaver, number 22, was down on the coverage for the Wonders. Well, it's Central's offense time now. Their turn. That extra point missed by Central could come back now because it puts it kind of an odd number. They need 2 touchdowns instead of a field goal and a touchdown to tie. 11 points. Of course, with 2-point conversion, you can still get it that way. No whistle yet. That was a vicious hit at the end. That's the kind of hit right there that hurts some folks.
Well, I'll tell you what, they finished off the tackle right nice there, and that must have been the last play of the quarter, Randy. It looks like they're moving.
Well, it's been an explosive one. The Wonders up by 11. 12 more minutes to go, and you'll see it next. Stay with us. For the start of the fourth period, 24-13, Wonders on top. This is a big possession for the Vikings, trying to get the momentum back and have a chance here in this one. Doesn't take but one play, though, to get them back with on any one of these teams. Big play folks on both sides. And there's one right there, number 3. Hemmed in, nice tackle. He didn't finish him off, but he turned him in. That was Marcus Kroom, number 86, on the play.
Well, you know, given the fact that there's been as many points scored as there has, the defense has still played on both teams. Has played well.
Oh, they played well, yeah. And that play didn't look like it went for much, but it's third down and 6. 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Now they'll split to 1 setback in the backfield. Obvious passing situation. Nope, Means will get it. Left side, trying to get around the corner. Got a good block and dives for the stick. I didn't catch the number of the offensive lineman out there running, blocking for him, but I tell you, he did a good job.
Well, he sure did. I was trying to pick him up, and I tell you, he did a good job. I'm not so sure that it wasn't Nick's out there. 62.
Now they're going to move the sticks. Central will have a first down. About a minute into the fourth and final period. And Central with good field position. They're on 42-yard line. They break the huddle. And McDonald along with DJ Wood. The wideouts to the bottom. Means. Hit in the backfield, or actually at the line of scrimmage. It was once again Marcus Kroom, the 6'2", 195-pound junior. And Coach Harden's playing a lot of folks tonight.
Well, he sure is, and getting a lot of playing time out of his folks.
Both teams undefeated in the South Piedmont Conference. Central 5-0, Kannapolis 4-0. And this is a big one for both. Could decide the SBC championship, or perhaps throw it to a dogfight with Concord, depending on what happens.
Well, it will, but it could do that because there's another big game down the road in about 3 weeks at Concord High School with the same Kannapolis team here.
I'm sure the Concord folks are pulling for Kannapolis, and that's you won't find that happen.
Well, that's true. That's true, and I'm sure you're right. That's probably going on right now to just kind of. They want to get everything evened up, so they're going to have a shot at it. Right now, Concord's playing really well. We've seen it the last couple of weeks.
And their schedule, I would say, looking at their schedule, they may have an advantage with their schedule down the road. Third down, Natron Means breaks a tackle, breaks another, down the sidelines, and they'll bump him out of bounds at the Wonder 32-33-yard line. Given chase was number 67 that time, Antoine Jordan, who's been in on a lot of tackles tonight. We've mentioned his name quite some time. Looks like cramps on Mr. Means right now.
I think so. I think he's just trying to catch him a little rest there and cramp him a little bit. And I'll tell you what, key to that run was he kept his balance and didn't get knocked out of bounds on that first hit on the initial one.
All good runners come back with the cramps, or maybe they're kind of slow getting up out of the huddle and just walking back to the huddle, and you say, boy, we got him this time, and then he breaks it for 45 yards. Jim Brown used to do that a lot to some folks.
He did. I tell you, I think we're going to have an official timeout right here, Randy. You know, we've always, and any coach tells his kids, the one thing that they want out of their kids is to play and not leave anything on the field. Give it all you've got. You'll be able to look yourself in the mirror in the morning and know you did that. Hey, I'm going to tell you what, all of these kids can go home tonight and be proud of what happened here no matter how this game comes out.
And we've got a long way to go on a timeout on the field. We're going to guesstimate right now, Larry, about probably 9 minutes left in regulation here.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think you're about right.
First and 10 for Central at the Kannapolis. Oh, somebody jumped. Forget the line of scrimmage. It's going to go one way or the other.
Of course, going back to that time thing, I've seen you tell time at the station before.
Yeah.
We had a little problem there. I hope you're doing a better job. I know you went home and Mom worked with you on that a little bit.
I tell you, those battery clocks just...
they let you down sometimes, don't they?
You know, nobody told me I had to wind that thing. The grandfather clock. They said it was an 8-day clock. I only run 5. I just wind it every 8 days. Well, Central with first and 5 now. And... let's see, that is Johnson, John Johnson in for Means. A tailback carries near the marker. As you look at some of the strategy, they're discussing the game.
Oh, I don't know. They might have been talking about where they're going to eat after the game.
I think they were probably paying out the bets who they thought was going to win the homecoming queen.
And there's Coach Harding, the new brain trust at Kannapolis.
Understatement to say he's not into this one. Second and short. Means wrapped up. Well, Kannapolis' defense guessed right that time, led by Mike Morton, who has played an outstanding game on both sides of the ball.
Well, they sure did. And I'll tell you, made a great defensive stand right there, which changes the whole complexion of this play right here. Central can run it twice, or they're going to come back and throw the ball here.
Well, time on the Wonder side now here in the fourth period. And here's one of those big plays of the game. Third down, 5. Vikings really almost in a must situation now. Trying to convert. Pitch back, Means. A lot of green shirts in front. How in the world did he get through it? He's got the first down and then some to the Wonder 18-yard line. That's determination.
Well, he did. They got him the ball deep enough in the backfield, Randy, that he got turned north and south and he could see the field. He ran through a couple and over one and carried one. Tell you what, just a tough runner.
Well, he had over 1,300 yards, 22 touchdowns coming into tonight's game, 3 200-plus yard games on the year, nearing the 4,000-yard rushing mark in his career. He'll definitely go over that if he stays healthy. Standish goes in motion for the Vikings. 1st and 10. Means up the middle, hits the hole, and it closes quickly at the 15-yard line.
Well, I was talking to Chris Hobbs, the sports editor from Charlotte Observer here, and I think Natron scored twice tonight, gives him 24. He says it's been a long time since anybody in the state has scored 30 touchdowns, which it looks like Natron's on his way.
Well, he had 52 career touchdowns coming into tonight's game. That's more than most teams score in 3 years.
That's the truth. I tell you what.
2nd down, 15-yard line. Whiteman on the roll. Does the option? He'll keep it. Turns the corner, and a good pursuit angle by number 73, Joe Willis. Caught him from behind at about the 15-yard line.
Well, Kannapolis came through and took the pitch away. The simple running option there, they took the pitch away, and once they did, it was just a foot race, and it's going to be tough to run a foot race with the Kannapolis defense.
Well, Willis is 239 pounds. He's quicker. He's quick and big. 3rd down, 15-yard line. Clock continues to run. We're not sure of the time. 4th quarter, probably about midway through now. Standish goes in motion. Means with the carry. Hits the hole. Gets about 2. So that'll bring up a decision by Coach Jim Brown and the Vikings whether to go for it on 4th. They're in field goal range right now. It would be about a 30-yarder.
Well, it would, but it's like you and I talked about. They're going to need 2 touchdowns to come out of this ball game with a win.
Well, they called a timeout. They're going to make a decision here in the next 45 seconds. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Well, we love our wonders. Obviously, the Kannapolis side pretty happy right now as we're midway in the 4th quarter. Their team leading 24-13. Ron Moon, our spotter and statistician, has given us another tidbit. This will be play number 14 in this drive that began on their own 32. 4th down. They need 5. They're going for it. Somebody jumped, but he got back on the Wonder side. And here's Whiteman throwing to the end zone. Matt Wingate, what a catch! Touchdown! He beat 2 Wonder defenders in the secondary, and what a call. Boy, the coach looks good now, don't he?
Well, I tell you what, that was a gutsy call. It really was. And Wingate made a good catch on the ball. Whiteman laid it in. Defender was in perfect position to knock it down. And Wingate is a tall kid, and I think just reached up over him and pulled the ball down.
6'4", 195-pound senior, 14 plays, 68 yards. And now Central with the decision whether to go for 1 or 2. It puts them to within 5, and they'll call a timeout to talk it over. 24-19.
All right, let's figure this out, Big Randy. If they go for 2 and they don't make it, it's not going to make a difference, right?
Right.
Because
but if they do go,
if they go for 1 and make it, then they can kick the field goal and tie the game.
Right. We've had 4 possessions, and all of them have been scores here in the second half.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's the kind of football team you want to pay you money to come and see.
Well, you folks who like defense, I guess they're already gone anyway. Well, we've had some great defense.
Well, I was going to say, but the defenses haven't played that well. They haven't played poorly.
Well, Coach Harden, a little bit concerned on the sideline.
Well, did Bill have his shorts on? Did Lou Sender get to see him in his shorts?
Yes,
I
he
believe he does.
Hey, I'm looking away. Yes, he has got the old Bermudas out tonight.
Well, he said if it was above freezing, he was going to break them out.
Now, Bill's pretty good. He takes a chance. He had about 40 degrees to spare, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a gutsy call, too, wasn't it?
Well, Mike Lambeth, he has not yet shed the long. Maybe he put the pants on, long breeches on last week, got a little cool, and now all the Vikings have talked it over. They're going to go for 2. From the 3-yard line. Whiteman sets him down, rolls to the right, looking, got a receiver in the corner, overthrown. Had him momentarily, just ran out of real estate that time, and I was trying to pick up the guy he had open. They ran all the way up the hill, off the track, and everything else.
Well, he had Matt Lincoln there, but also good defensive coverage.
5.5 minutes to go. That's the official time. We've just been given the word. Long way from over, and 5 points is not insurmountable. As Central Cabarrus comes roaring back. Here's Matt Wingate, who just caught the touchdown pass. Kicks it deep. Wells at the 5. He's dangerous, and we'll watch him. He gets away from 2 men, and now he's down the sidelines. Finally, they have the angle in front of the Wonder bench. Matt Wingate, the man who kicked off, bumped him out of bounds at the 45.
I'll tell you what, it's just, I'm going to tell you something. If I were to catch him, I'm sure I'd kick the ball down there. Oh, my goodness.
He's not big enough to tackle. Maybe that's the key.
Well, I'll tell you what, he can't fly with it.
Well, he's 5'7", 138 pounds.
But he plays about like a 180-pounder.
And the Wonder offense onto the field. They've been very prolific as far as putting it in the end zone tonight. Now it's up to the Central defense to try to give their offense the ball back. Just a great ball game, folks. Blakeney, Carter, midfield, and that's about 4 or 5. Jerry Lovelace, the linebacker, there, getting off the top of the pile.
You know, we talked about all the passing that may be going on in Annapolis. We've seen quite a bit of running from them. They've done a really outstanding job of running the football. And I don't think we're going to see them do anything here, Randy, to hurt themselves. They'll probably keep the ball on the ground mostly here.
Well, Blakeney is 4 of 6 in passing tonight. They've only thrown once here in the second half. That was a completion for 20 yards. And Blakeney gives it to Lipscomb. He's got some room. He's got the first down, and the Wonders are just running at will right now to the 42 of the Vikings. I don't think either defense can stop the other.
Well, it looks like it's just, you know, a track meet out there because both offensive lines are doing such a good job. I think that really in the back of everybody's mind that was that Kannapolis was going to throw the big play ball more tonight, but I think they found another weapon.
First and 10, 42 of Central. After the Reggie Wells return, giving Kannapolis good field position. There's the junior quarterback. Blakeney spins, gives it to Fred Carter, and he's got a lot of running room. There's a loose football, and the battle is on. Who's got it? Central has come up with the pigskin at the 23, and that may be a big break in this one before it's over with.
Well, it was a big break. It probably wasn't any worse than the punt right there as far as the field position that they came up with. But with the time left in the game, it was a major break.
Well, and you can't fault Fred Carter because he was trying and giving it everything for that extra yardage, and the ball just got stripped out and got knocked loose. So we probably got inside 4 minutes to go on this one, as this will be the drive of the game, perhaps.
Well, this will probably be it. This is going to be the series possible to decide the football game.
At the 23-yard line. Vikings recovering the fumble. As Whiteman sets him down, he'll send Wingate in motion. And the pitch goes to Means around the left side. Breaks 2 tackles and goes out to the 28-yard line. I guess you got it. Maybe I can't say you can see the determination in his eyes, but you can feel it all the way up.
Well, I tell you, you can feel the intensity of the game all the way up here.
Move it to the 28-yard line. Oh, there's one guy brought his short pants tonight.
They do a lot of running out there, too.
The unsung guys out there. Second down. Standish is in motion for the Vikings, and Means gets the call. He'll cut it back against the grain out to the 31-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by about a yard.
Well, you know, if they do go ahead and pick the first down up here, and I'm sure they're going to use 2 plays to go for it right here, they're going to have to get some bigger chunks of yardage. I've been watching my watch, and I think we're probably down somewhere around 3 minutes.
But the thing about it is, you've got the game-breaking players on both sides, and it doesn't take but one play.
Well, it sure does.
How many times is a good running back? You hit, you stop him 35, 40 carries, maybe 25, 30 carries a game, and then toward the end of the ball game, you get a little bit tired, and they may get away from you.
Well, that's going on all night tonight, I think, Randy.
Fred Carter's had a field day, and Lipscomb for the Wonders in their backfield on offense. Third and short. Means with the call again. He's got the sticks moved as he goes to the 35.
Well, there's nothing fancy about what either team's doing now. They're just lining up and running their isolation. And like you say, can our kids with your kids?
Inside 3 minutes officially now. 2 minutes and 55 seconds to go. The clock running.
And I'm just guessing there's somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 people in the stands. And hey, there's none of them sitting down right now. Nobody's going home early to get the pizza.
No. It'll be cold tonight. First and 10, Vikings, 35. Pitch, Means almost didn't catch it, but wonder penetration on defense was there to stop that one.
It was, and he got the pitch was behind him and above him just a little bit. He had to stop and catch the football and stop the play.
Lost a little bit, but it's negotiable. There's some tired young men right there. Number 67 has been in on a lot of plays. Jordan, Trevon Patterson, Tony Jones. Out of the eye. One wide to the top. One man in motion. They fake the pitch, and now Wingate will air it out. One-on-one and incomplete. No flag. No flag on the play. The receivers bump one another, or the defender and DJ Wood bumping, and the Central fans don't like it, but that ball's anybody's football when it's in the air.
Well, it is, and they pulled the string on the big play right there. You know, good athletes against good athletes out there, Randy.
I believe had not the bump occurred, it kind of broke DJ Wood's stride. He probably would have hauled that one in.
Well, it was possible that he could have.
Well, the Central passing has been the big weapon tonight. They scored moments ago with Wingate hauling one in. Now here's a big play, 3rd and 9, just over the 35-yard line. Down near the 2-minute mark of this game. Pitch back. Means falls down at the 30-yard line. The Wonder fans explode. You see the frustration in his face right there for that young man.
Well, I'll tell you it is. He just lost his footing there, and, you know, that was all for that run.
Well, it will be up to this play, and the Vikings call it a timeout. Around 2 minutes to go in the ball game. They trail by 5 with 4th and a bunch coming up. Around 2 minutes to go in regulation. 24-19, unless weird things happen. This one's not going to end in a tie, and perhaps overtime. So the Vikings are backs up against the wall right now. It's 4th down. They need to get to the 45. The ball just over their own 30. They got to go 15 yards, and it's all over with. Kannapolis can run the clock out and take over sole possession of first place in the SPC. High formation, 3 wide this time for Whiteman and the Vikings. Jamie on the roll, buying some time. Good protection. Upfield, incomplete. Almost intercepted. Wonders will take over. No penalty markers down.
Well, I'll tell you, Randy, Kannapolis that time had dropped into probably what they consider their nickel coverage and had 3 men on the line of scrimmage, and figuring the pass was going to come, they did a good job of covering there. There wasn't a lot to throw to in that.
Well, you were talking about nobody leaving. With that play, the aisles begin to move as the Wonders have to run the clock out. And that's easier said than done against a hard-hitting Viking offense. They coughed it up just moments ago, but I'm sure nothing fancy now for Coach Harden and the Wonders. That's about as fancy as it'll get, folks. Blakeney to one knee at the 32-yard line. Well, the winner certainly earned his keep tonight.
Well, they sure did. And I tell you, it has been a well-played, hard-hitting, enjoyable football game to watch.
Yeah, I woke up this morning. I'm tense. You know, when the broadcasters got butterflies, it's
But I tell you what, I think we've all been excited about this one.
Should be down to around 90 seconds or perhaps a minute to go on this one. Blakeney again to one knee. Hopefully the Vikings can stop the clock. Or can they? No, they don't have any more timeouts, so it's just a matter of running it down. Officials said run the clock. I think he held up 2.
Well, this ball game, Randy.
22 seconds. That's what he was signaling, and they don't have to run it with the play. Well, that familiar cannon goes off, and that's a good sign as the Wonders are going to go to 5-0 in the South Piedmont, 6-1 overall. Central, with their first loss of the year, drops to 7-1 and 5-1 in the SBC. The Wonders, Mayo Brown of Kannapolis, under the direction this year of Bruce Harden, are on top for this week. Right now, we should say, in the SBC.
Well, I'll tell you, they are, and I think we're going to get to a break here, but both sides, I think, can be proud of themselves tonight.
We'll be back to talk about it after this. 24-19, the final score tonight. Kannapolis with a hard-earned victory. And Larry Mason, believe it or not, has found Coach Harden and the hordes of people on the field. Let's go there right now.
Larry Mason, along with winning coach Bruce Harding, and one of the twins.
This is Blair.
This is Blair.
Yes, sir.
Bruce, people that, it's sort of like McDonald's tonight. People got their money's worth here.
They sure did. It's two great football teams, and I think the people here saw two teams that could have gone either way. You know, we had a couple of breaks, and I think both teams played hard, and I think both coaches are probably proud of their football team. And for myself, I'm just a very fortunate man to be in the right place with the right people.
Well, I tell you what, your kids played awful hard. Neither team quit. We said one time it looked like who may have the ball last may come away winning the football game. But your defense really rose to the occasion right there at the end of the game, making the big plays against Central. What can you say about those guys?
I just thought on those fourth down situations, they really made the big plays, and they kept them field position. Our kickoff teams and our punting teams and our special teams really helped us tonight. That's something that week off gave us an opportunity to work on, and I felt like we had an advantage there. And I felt like if we did and made them earn all the real estate they got, I thought it'd be a big help to us. And our defense really did that. We didn't stop Means. We just kind of slowed him down. He's a great football player, and their entire offense did a good job.
Well, I think both offensive lines did a good job tonight. They played well up front. Did you see any real key points in the game?
I felt like that we, came out and really established a running game. Central had a good scheme. They were not going to let us throw the ball deep, and it was a guessing game with their linebackers when they're going to drop. And so we just decided to go to the running game, and Fred Carter and Michael Barnes and Carl Lipscomb just picked it up. And what I thought we did a good job is block their linebackers. In the films, we saw that nobody's been able to block Lovelace and Means and the other linebacker, and they've just been up and down the field like keyboards. So our tackles did a great job. Joe Willis and Charles Gray.
Well, they did. I know I told Randy one time it looks like they've gone to the running game and gone away from the passing game a little bit, but you were picking up those big chunks of yardage, and your kids played well. They really did, and came on for you. This was, I wouldn't call it a must game, but I know y'all felt like it was a must game to get even in the conference.
I think so. I think it'll give us an opportunity to continue to play for a playoff berth, and we're still in position to play for a conference championship. So we like that position, and we're sitting there, and hopefully we'll get bigger and better every week.
Right. What do you have left on your schedule now?
We go to Sun Valley next week, and then we're home with Northwest Cabarrus, and then we go down to Concord, our final game.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not an easy road ahead. We're going to be with you at the Northwest game. Listen, I know there's some other folks who want to talk to you. Thanks for taking time with us, and we'll look forward to seeing you then, and congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Larry Mason, turning it back over to Randy Whitley and Ron Moon, who have the final stats of the game. Randy, it's been a good one. See if you can tell the folks about it.
Well, I tell you, Coach Harden, Ronnie, he looked like he actually played in this one tonight. You can tell the way he's drained emotionally after this one.
He's well worn after this.
Well, you're looking at down the road for the Vikings. They've got a week off to kind of heal some bumps and bruises as we look at their stats, and then they've got Sun Valley and they cap off at Northwest. But for the Vikings, not much passing, but the rushing yardage, most of that belonged to Natron Means. Unofficially, he had 174 yards of that, and one turnover, which cost the Vikings, I think, the field goal drive by the Wonders. But other than that, they played well. They played well. For the Wonders, not much passing, but once again, about the same as far as the stats are concerned.
Well, it was interesting to look at Central Cabarrus had 188 yards rushing, Kannapolis 154. That puts Kannapolis down by 34 yards in the rushing. In the past game, Kannapolis with 52, Central with 29. That puts Kannapolis up by 23. A total of 11 yards difference in this ball game.
And it was nail-biting time. I passed the nails into the cuticle stage right now. We said Means with 174 yards. For Kannapolis, leading rusher tonight was Lipscomb with, it was Fred Carter with 67. Lipscomb chipped in with 61. Well, we want to thank athletic coach and athletic director and head coach Bruce Harden and all the folks here at Kannapolis for our first trip in. It was a very enjoyable and very memorable stay here this week. Next week, it's into the Rocky River Conference and another first-time trip, as we'll be down at Mount Pleasant as the Tigers will be hosting West Stanley. So we hope you'll join us Wednesday night as we'll have headliners live at 8 o'clock. Of course, 2 weeks, so we will be back here at Memorial Stadium, and then the season finale, Kannapolis and Concord. For Larry Mason and Ron Moon, I'm Randy Whitley. For everybody here at TV 13, thanks for being with us. Have a nice weekend.